There's a lot of A's in there. What's up, dudes? All right, dudes and dudettes. We haven't had a video out in a couple of days, and obviously, as you can see, like I have not even been able to maintain myself. So we wanted to give you guys a couple updates as to what we got going on. So something real special that we have going on is the last week, probably the last week or so. Took a lot of days. Took a lot of days to do it. So we did something with Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch. If you guys already don't watch him, you could just put that shit in the back or whatever. Nope, you can't see it there. That's just for, is my chat on? Somebody throw a comment up just so I can make sure my chat is on, if anybody's out there watching. We did something with Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch. He came out and helped us move a bunch of stuff. There it is. Thank you. We had to go over to a park that is going to be closing down where one of my homies is at, and that homie is a very special homie to me, and I had posted a short the other day. It's the first short that we've done, and in that short we kind of gave a teaser of what might be coming, and now it's a long-awaited video. It's a video that I said that I was going to do. Move up the sign, they said. It's weird. It's just the Venmo if anybody wants to super chat or whatever, because they take all the damn money and stuff. I don't know if it's backwards or not. We could see if we could set this up somehow. But we were out there doing, I'm not going to hold this the whole time because that's going to be fucking weird and awkward. But we were out there moving some stuff, and we got something going on that's going to be special because at 20,000 viewers and 20,000 subs, I was supposed to be able to, I don't know where to put this. I'm going to try and put it here. At 20,000 viewers, we were supposed to be able to, I could probably move this too. Here we go. Let me set this up for you guys. Hold the phonesies. So we were supposed to be able to, fuck the sign. Nobody cares about the sign. There we go. Somebody throw it out. So we were supposed to be able to do at 20,000 subs, the bite video, this bite video that everybody always asks me about. So I get lots of new viewers, and when the new viewers come on, they see this mangled mess of shit right here and the missing arm piece, because there's no muscle. There's just a little piece right here and a little piece right there, and then this mangled mess of meat right here. So people always ask me, what happened? So at 20,000 subs, we were going to do the bite video. We have the bite series for anybody that doesn't watch the older videos. If you go back, we have bite series like 1 through 4 so far, from some of the bites that I've experienced. And obviously I've been through a lot. I've had a lot of bites from a lot of different animals, a lot of different species, mostly alligators. Mostly alligators take me out because of what I did for so long with the Seminoles, and then moving forward, continuing to do those shows over and over again. So we did alligator shows. For me, I did alligator shows for like 18 years, 15 to 18. Damn, I'm getting old. I'm so old. I'm so old. So I've been doing it for like 15 to 18 years. I did it every single day, sometimes twice a day, all the way up to 20 times a day, depending on the park that I was at. So obviously the chances of me getting destroyed were way up there, and we never blame it on the animals. It was always my fault when it happened. Just like anything else, if I get bit by anything, it's my fault. It's never the animal's fault. So when I first started the YouTube channel, things were going very well, and we were regularly posting. So I said if we hit 20,000 subscribers, we were going to do that bite video, and it was going to be a special bite video. So that didn't happen. Obviously we're way past 20,000 at this point, and then there was some stagnant time where I did not do YouTube for a while, came back, and then went off again, and now we're back for good. Sorry guys, now we got this guy over here. So unfortunately enough for you guys, you're pretty much stuck with us at this point. So we're going to be on here for a good long time. So it's supposed to be out at 20,000. It's going to be out probably early next week. We're going to be working hard on it. We want it to be like a kind of a special video. You could get the gist of it if you search my name on YouTube and scroll down. The hospital that did the original fixing of this mangled mess of shit actually asked me if I could come and do a commercial for them, and obviously I said yes because they saved my ass and my life. So of course I did that. So you could see like a little gist of what the guys did. The doctor that originally worked on the vascular surgeon that put the artery back together is on that video. It's a short clip from Memorial Health, I think, or something like that. So you can see a bit of what was going on right after it happened. But we're going to throw that video up next week, so it's going to be like a modge-podge of shit. So we have some older footage with the alligator. We have the alligator now because we just moved him over to Wild Florida for a little bit. And we're working on getting some property so I can get everything back with me, and then Master Blaster will come and he will reside with me for the rest of his life. He does belong to a good buddy of mine, James Holt, and myself. Pretty much after I got bit, I was able to lay claim, pretty much because he ate half my arm. So everybody was like, yeah, he should probably belong to you. So he's been over there for the better part of 10 years. The park is closing down ever since COVID happened. Things have been going, they haven't been going. They haven't really been doing anything, so staff is getting low, and some things needed to be moved out. So for the whole last week, we were moving gators all over the place, and then I was moving Master Blaster up north. So we're going to be having that come out soon. But we also wanted to give you a few more updates just because we've had some time in between, because the homie over here, hey, say hi, Mr. Tooth Man. Yeah, he was hurting pretty bad for a while. So his tooth was all messed up, all jacked up. So we haven't had our editor. So I was going to edit some videos that we have, but I suck at it. And I also wanted to throw my computer into the water because that shit was getting old. So we'll have we'll have some more videos coming out tomorrow. We do have one that's kind of special to me because it goes into talking about, I don't want to spoil the surprise. It's not really a surprise. It was actually a terrible thing, but it goes into some of the problems that we're having here in Florida, some of the problems that we have within the wildlife community as a whole, and as well as the repercussions of said problems. I'll give you a nutshell. Somebody lost something that they shouldn't have lost. I got the phone call, and that animal it was in pretty rough shape. So we'll get into that when you guys watch that video tomorrow. So that'll be posted up. But we got a bunch of other things we want to mention. This is going to be a shorter live, but we want to bring up the fact that everybody that joined the Patreon, thank you guys very much. You guys have no idea how much it means to us. We just literally started this Patreon thing a couple weeks back. We're still trying to figure it out. We're still rolling it out. We're trying to make it comfortable for everybody.
We will take any suggestions.
Any suggestions? Any suggestions? That's Brian over there. You can come pop in if you want to. Don't take it away, you son of a bitch. Don't take it away. He's letting Bianca do his nails right now.
Just the one. Just the one.
Just the one. Don't be shy, bro. Don't be shy. So we set up the Patreon, and we take suggestions as well. Even the comments that we get, we appreciate you guys. Dude, you guys load us up with comments all the time. Every video that we post, you guys slam out the comments. I try to get to as many as possible. I was slacking last week just because of how much work that I had, but I do try and get back to those. So I try and get through it as best as possible to answer everybody's comments, because we don't generally watch a lot of YouTube, but we pay attention to some of the channels, especially our friends, and we see what goes on, and we're happy. Thank you, Chris. We're happy that that you guys basically conversate with us the way that you do, because everybody's comments is genuinely heartfelt, very long comments. It's not just a one-liner. We do get some one-liners just for the algorithm. We appreciate those as well. We have a couple people that do just put a period or whatever, just to help us out with the comments, because it does help us push the channel just a little bit, and that's really all we need, is the extra push. So, and I think the consistency with the content is also helping, but we want to try and grow the channel to the best of our ability. But to do that is very difficult, because with the loss of the park and everything going on behind the scenes with the park, and lawyers and this and that and the state, and trying to deal with the permit side of things, and now I have to uproot everything. I have to leave my house in a month now so that I can go get property enough to be able to bring all the homies back. So everything's getting very expensive. It's getting very taxing. I've pretty much ran through what I have, and we're keeping things together the best of our ability, but it does get a little bit difficult. Gas is insane right now. So for all of our Patreons out there, thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Everybody came together pretty quickly, and we just started this, so we're interested to see how that grows. And we're also trying to make it comfortable, like I said, for everybody, so we take suggestions extremely well. So anybody out there that is on Patreon, thank you from the bottom of our heart. We appreciate it. And then if there's anything that you guys would like to see, or if there's anything that we could change, add, anything like that, I'm going to get to the merch here in a second too, Kelly. But if there's anything that you guys see that you'd like to see more of, or add, or something to tweak it, because the Patreon's for you guys. So much as it helps us, it's also for you guys. Like, we're doing it for you guys that way. I guess the best way for me to explain it is it's difficult for me to accept donations at times. I feel like, for me, I like to work for what I have, and if I don't have it, or if I don't have the money for it, I'll work harder if I need it. And then, like, material things is not really a big thing for me. Obviously, you guys have caught on to that by now, because I have like 4 shirts that I wear, and you guys see it in every fucking video that I do. So materialism isn't a big thing for me. It's just more keeping my animals the way that I need to keep them, keeping everybody happy and healthy, making sure I take care of the fam and all that good stuff. So things do get difficult, and we're running around constantly. So the Patreon helps more than you guys could ever know. But again, it is for you guys as well, and we do take all the suggestions we can get, even the comments that are left, because you guys are very respectful, very respectful. Dylan, what's up, my little dude? Dylan, you should be getting your shirt here soon too, bud, along with a little something else, because we got something else for you as well. So we held that back for a little bit, just so you know. We held that little T-shirt that me and Tyler signed for you. We held that back because we got an extra surprise we want to put in there too, and we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, the Patreon helps us tremendously, just with everything, gas, the whole 9 yards. For anybody that wants to, since everybody's doing the super chat now, I don't know if you could see the sign. I'll see if I can throw it somewhere. There is a Venmo. YouTube does take a lot out of it. So the Venmo is at Justin-Igualada if anybody wants to do that. The super chat thing, maybe I could put this thing up here somehow in the back. Maybe this will work, or maybe I'll just break all of Brian's shit. Who knows? Yeah, you guys could probably see that. So the Patreon stuff does help with everything. Gas, it helps with feeding the animals, it helps with rescuing animals. A lot of the stuff that we do, especially for random people that you see when we treat things, we often pay for those meds. We often help people out that can't help themselves at the time. Not that they're not capable of it or whatever, but if they're going through a rough time or whatever, we'll save whatever animals we can. We don't ask any questions, and we put a lot of money into that. So all of that kind of helps us out. The next big thing that we got going on is we're going to start the Bite Force merch. So we've been working for like the past month and a half to try and set a logo. We have a couple people that we're working with, and we're dialing this down. We do have a couple ideas, because we kind of want like a base logo that's going to kind of go like Frank's Hot Sauce. We could put that shit on everything. So we want something good that's going to be able to fit on any type of material. In the future, I think we're going to start slow and steady. We're going to do some shirts, see how it works out. It's probably going to be in-house, so we're going to have to be doing shipping and all that stuff. We were looking at a few companies, so if anybody wants to reach out to my social media with any good companies. There was a gentleman that reached out to my Instagram before. If you're catching this again, my buddy, you've been buried in a bunch of messages. I've been trying to find you for a couple weeks now, and I can't find the message, but it was somebody with a t-shirt company. So if there's anybody out there that knows a good lead on that, let us know. We don't do any of this stuff. This is all brand new to us, so it's a learning experience for us all the way through. No Teesprings, their shirts are so rough. Yeah, we've gone into the whole Teespring thing. We saw another one. Brian's not here. I think it's Red something or whatever, but we read the reviews and their shit sucks. We don't want to, no PayPal. I don't have a PayPal, but don't worry about it. If you can't do it, you can't do it. It's not a problem. No PayPal, guys. I don't have a PayPal yet. I guess I should set one up. Maybe in the future I'll set one up, but if you can't do it, like I said, don't even worry about it. But as far as the merch goes, we wanted something, like I said, like we could fit onto everything. And so we're going to start with these t-shirts. We don't want terrible product. My buddy Lewis, the shirt that you guys often see me wear with the owl on it, that's Birds and Exotics of the World. If you want one of his t-shirts, you can check that out. It's fucking, she had to do it. Okay, Ashley, I got you. I see you out there. I see you. So, you caught me off guard, son of a bitch. So we got these t-shirts. We want to roll them out for Birds and Exotics. You can go to birdsandexoticsoftheworld.com. He does sell t-shirts over there. There was somebody that asked me about one of his shirts. I do like the shirts that he gets. They fit well. The things don't fade. The logo does really well. So we're going to probably go with him. But if anybody else has any other t-shirt companies that they've dealt with, that they've got some product from before, please hit me up on my Instagram at @BiteForce_ or the Facebook. That's Justin James Igualada. I do not use the other accounts, my dudes. There's a JNR Reptiles that's connected to me. I don't use that. There's Iguana Bros from like way back in the day. I do not use that. And then Justin Igualada from Wild Transport. I do not use that. That was from the TV show. They had me put that up to like respond with people as the shows were going on, and generally it was my manager that was responding to that. So I see it, and then I'll peel people over if they do send me a message to that, or my manager from way back in the day will usually catch it and be like, hey, he's not here anymore. So it's Justin James Igualada on Facebook if anybody's got any information about good product, good t-shirts, because what we don't want is we don't want to send something out and then have within a couple of washes your shirts go to shit. And like my buddy Lewis's shirt is actually one of my favorite shirts, so I wear that. And then I have Crocstar Troy that does his apparel as well. His shirts run pretty good. I've had his shirts to the point where they're faded because they've been tanned and the logo's still on there. So that's kind of what we're looking for, something that you guys can wear, wash, and it doesn't fall apart within a couple of weeks. We want to give you guys some quality stuff. So we got the merch coming out soon. Hopefully the logo will be done within the week, and then we can start bouncing out like maybe 1, 2, 3 different designs as far as the t-shirts go. We'll see how that goes. We'll feel it out. We'll kind of figure out what the hell's going on as far as shipping, how it's going to be, how much it's going to affect us in the long run, how hard it's going to be as far as the rest of the schedule they have going on. Because that's the biggest thing right now that I think a lot of people don't realize. I do get to a lot of messages, most of them. I do get to a lot of the YouTube comments. I'll usually read all of those and run through them the best of my ability, but like weeks like last week, I do get hung up. I mean, look at me. I haven't been able to get a haircut. I haven't been able to shave. I haven't even been able to take care of my own self because I don't have the time. And when I say I don't have the time, I mean that wholeheartedly. Like I'm in West Palm Beach right now at Treetop Exotics. If you want to go check them out, hint, hint. Treetop Exotics, Instagram. And is there a website too?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course there is, because it's Brian. So yeah, treetopexotics.com probably.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, yeah. So you can check those guys out. I'm over here right now. It's where the lemurs, the squirrel monkeys, and the tamarins all went with Krista and Brian and Bianca over here. So I'm oftentimes up here because Brian obviously does my editing. I have some animals over here. I also help out over here whenever I can. And then we're constantly in Okeechobee with the homies over there, and then bouncing back and forth. We have to move this, we have to move that. And then I do have animals still at the house that I have to care for. Something else that I wanted to share with you guys. So the Reptile Rescue situation, which we are going to, there will be Boom t-shirts. You know that. That's coming for sure. So the Reptile Rescue video, if you go back, if you haven't watched it, and you go back a few videos, you'll see massive reptile rescue. I forget what the title is. There's a ball python on the front. So I had about 600 animals that we brought in, and it was about a 5-month ordeal. We talked about it on the last live. We pulled the last live down because some things were said, not in a bad way, just some things that were said as far as federal agencies that we shouldn't be saying realistically. So, but having said all that, all those animals are doing well. Most of them have been placed. I do have a few odds and ends left at the house. So I want you guys to throw up comments. You won't be able to throw it up here because I'm not going to be able to track it here. I'm going to go back through and answer some of these comments here in a moment. But after the video is done, and we'll repost this, and then you can comment on the regular feed, so I'll be able to see it, because for the lives it strips all the comments down and then it'll start brand new. But I have, I want to say, probably 10 to 15 reptiles that do need good homes. So we thought that we could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, not in a literal fashion. Please don't do that. Don't kill any birds with stones. But we thought we could maybe find these guys some good homes. Then we could also help out as far as the other animals that we have to care for. So the idea was to do a raffle. So everybody that's in Patreon already is automatically going to be in the raffle. So anybody that's on Patreon, you're already good. You don't even have to sign up. You're going to be in the raffle. But let me know if you guys think this is a good idea. So the idea is this. We have these animals. We want to place them to a good home. You would have to be either over 18, and if you're not over 18, you would have to have your parent to be able to basically say that it's okay for you to have this animal and to have them help you with these animals. You have to be capable. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to have the materials to house these animals. You have to have the space for it, obviously. And what we're going to do, I think, is do these raffles. I'm not sure how it's going to roll out. What we'll do is either Venmo, or if you don't have the Venmo, we'll do PayPal, whatever, however we'll figure it out. We're going to do this in a further episode, probably next week or the week after. But I think it's a good way to place some animals in good homes. Some of these guys are special, okay? So I kept from the whole lot of animals. There's some normal ones, but there's some pretty special ones in there. So I got some big googly-eyed snakes with big blown-out eyes. They're okay. I got some snakes with only 1 eye, slack jaws. So we don't want these to go out to be bred. We just want somebody to have a pet and a lifelong home for these animals. So realistically, we're looking for somebody that can care for these things in the right way. And then as far as like the ball python side of things, they're these genetics that some people may want to breed. We don't want them in a breeding situation. Not that I'm saying that it's a bad thing, but these animals have missing eyeballs, slack jaws. We don't want that rebred. It could be hereditary. You could create more of those problems, and we don't want that. So we will be vetting anybody that wants to do the raffle. Like I said, either over 18 or a parent involved. So if you guys think that's a good idea, please, after this video, go back, comment, and then we'll figure that out. But we thought about that because then it'll kind of help us out to feed all the other animals and keep everything else at bay. We do need some enclosures built. We have to, again, look for another property, which is so stupid. So stupid. So I'll explain it to you like this. I could bring a caracal, 35-pound, 40-pound caracal, a murder cat, and I can have that at my 1 acre property. No problem. But my 12-pound, little harmless, I'm not going to say harmless because Romeo would kill somebody, but my homies over there on the West Coast, I can't have those at my property because of the way that the laws are written. And this is a law that I'd already gotten exemption for when I was at the park, and for some reason, now that I'm not at the park, they're not going to give me the same exemption that I had before, which is upsetting, but I don't argue with the state. I'm not trying to pick a fight with the state because I don't need a target on my back. I'd like to continue to operate and do what I do and be able to help as many animals as I possibly can. So we do not start fights with the state. We just yes sir, no sir, and it kind of is what it is. Do I agree with it? Not all the time. Do I deal with it? All the time. 100% of the time. There's nothing I could do about it, and unfortunately it is what it is. It does create an issue of me literally having to uproot my life after it's already been pretty much disheveled the last 9-10 months with having the park situation go on, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that story will be coming out soon enough. Once the lawyers get involved and do what they need to do and say what I can and cannot say, all of that will come out soon enough. And then when it's done and over with, I will roll out everything. Text messages, videos, disturbing information in a nutshell. All of that's going to come out, and you guys are going to learn some stuff about some people you probably know. And on top of that, the park itself and what's been going on. So you guys are going to get that story. Yeah, everybody's been wondering. Everybody's been wondering. And there's a reason that I keep it professional. Other people have been saying things about me in my industry, and then I get the phone calls from said parks because I deal with a lot of these parks, and I've been doing this since I was a baby. So I do have a lot of people that have my back. So when things are said in a negative fashion, especially the things that are being said, which I'm not going to reveal just yet, it's pretty fucking harsh. I can deal with the normal industry rhetoric of having the shit talking, because we get that all the time with random stuff, like if I'm on top of a gator, or if I'm carrying a gator, or if I have a king cobra in my hand, or whatever the case may be. You can't please everybody, and that goes for any situation in any life, in any scenario. You're not going to be able to make everybody happy. Not everybody is meant to like every other person. We're totally cool with that, and I'm totally cool with the regular industry bullshit that goes on. I've been dealing with it since I was young. But the things that were said this time were very strongly in a direction to paint me in this picture that I'm not in any way, shape, or form. And it's dangerous now too, just because of the situation and the small community that we have. But thank God for the small community that we have, because I do get a lot of phone calls, and I got a lot of information fed to me about what's been said behind my back. Now, I won't do that. I'm not going to say anything behind anybody's back. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it while that person's present, so that they can defend themselves like I wasn't able to. So I would do it that way. Or once this is all said and done and everything rolls out the way it should, then I'll put the information out. But never would I go online just to blast somebody or blast a park and just put my point of view on the whole thing and spin my perspective on it, because then you don't get both sides, because there's always this side, and then the truth right in the middle. So we're going to settle for the truth, and when that comes out and all is said and done, you guys will get that. So, and everybody will be able to speak on that when the time comes. So don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't forgotten about that in any way, shape, or form. Kind of hard to forget about it, if I'm being honest.
I just dropped in what?
He's not even fucking paying attention. Get out of here.
Fired.
Get out of here. So hard to not pay attention to it. Like, I've had to eat a lot over the last 9 months. I've had to swallow a lot, and I've had to swallow my pride, and I've had to be very quiet about the situation, even though I want to blurt it out. I want to show everything, and I want to hand it out to you guys on a silver platter. It's not the right time. Soon enough, it will be the right time. Right now, it's not the right time. So when it is, you guys will know. So I want to thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. You guys have no idea what it means to us, just for the fact that you guys consistently watch, just for the fact that you guys consistently comment, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff that I never say. We appreciate it when you do that. What do we got there? Sean, my man. Thank you very much, my dude. Much appreciated. Holy shit, Sean. Oh, I think Sean, that's the Sean from Canada. Sean from Canada, what's up, my dude? Hey. Appreciate it, guys. All right, so back to it. I'll answer a couple of these comments because we can fly back on this computer and I can go through it and whatnot. But like I said, thank you guys so much. You guys are really special. We don't really get a lot of hate comments, and I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised. I have a terrible mouth. I know it, okay? My mother tells me all the time, and we expected to get a lot more as far as like shit talking and all that, but realistically, everybody's genuinely really nice on this channel, and we get tons of comments, and we have yet to be destroyed by any comments. And I was kind of hoping for it at some point, because then I could do a video of all the terrible comments, because I like to respond funny to a terrible comment. Thank you, David. David Zeke's actually one of my buddies up north. But we don't get any of that. You guys are all awesome. And there's Shelly B over there. Yeah, you guys appreciate my potty mouth. Thank you very much. As Shelly said it, I'm going to say shit mouth because that's how I roll it out. But I do. I have a terrible mouth, but we wanted the channel to be me. We've done so much TV and so many commercials and so many live shows where I really have to dial back who I really am as a person. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I just have a terrible mouth. I grew up around animal people and then construction. So those two things together created a language. And then my father too. My father too. He had a part in that. So, but it's well received. We do bleep stuff and we try and make it child friendly, but it's about as child friendly as you're ever going to see it as far as my channel goes. Like nothing will ever change from what we're doing. We're actually enjoying what we're doing. Brian enjoys it. He's killing it with the editing, doing far better than I ever could. And for me, it's just, you're welcome. You heard that, but not the other shit?
He's a little bit of a narcissist.
I thought you were only getting one finger done, by the way, too, because don't pull it away, bud. Don't pull it away.
I'm getting my fingers done, alright?
This guy's getting mani-pedis over here. I'm over here grinding. But Brian's been killing it with the editing. He does far better. Thank you, Robin, that I could ever do on that. So I think everything's pulling together. Plus, he has really good camera equipment, so the quality's a little bit better.
It's right there to your right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at this. I'm gonna break it as soon as I pick it up because that's what I did. But he's got special pant, like all this shit that I would never even know how to use. So the phone's done. All that stuff is done. We do have some videos that are gonna still come out as far as Bimini and the Caracal. We were waiting on YouTube to respond to see if we could post that content and still get monetized for it because it is professional medical procedures that we're doing with a medical professional. He's the one doing the procedures. We help as like a vet tech type of deal, but I thought it was important. I don't think that they're going to monetize those videos, but we're still going to put those out. So we have updates coming up for Bimini, updates coming up for the Caracal. They're both doing extremely well. Heather, thank you very much. They're both doing extremely well, so no worries, ladies and gentlemen, on that, but we will update you on that. Those are going to be older videos, so they are from the phone. And then we have this new video coming out that I filmed with my phone the other day because Brian wasn't with me. I got the phone call last minute in the morning. You'll see that video tomorrow. That's an important one to watch. It's going to be a rough one to watch, kind of, but it's also, I think, very important for everybody to watch, see, and listen to what goes on over there. Anyway, yeah. David Zeke, we got the bite video working out. You missed it, David. You haven't been here since the beginning. So I'll repeat that for anybody that wasn't here in the beginning. We are doing this mangled mess of shit here is going out. We have some footage with that alligator. I just brought him over to Wild Florida. He's doing extremely well. So we're going to be having that come out next week. We're going to be working hard on that one. That's a special video for me that we've been trying to get out since 20,000 subs. That's what we promised, 20,000 subs. And we're at like, what, 38 now?
Yeah.
So we only overshot it by like 18,000 subs. So I think we're right in there. We're doing well. We're doing good. But that video is going to be coming out next week. Again, thank you guys so much for everything you guys do. I'm going to run through a couple of comments here and run that. If you want to check out some of what we did, you can go over to Blake's channel, Blake's Exotic Animal Ranch. He helped us out with some of the moving of the gators and supplied the trailer. And I think he's a really cool dude. So if you guys aren't already watching him, you can go over there. If you got kids that you don't want watching my channel because I got a shit mouth, then you can go ahead and pop over to his. He is very kid friendly, except for the video that I'm on. He already got yelled at for me being on his video, being me. So I'm going to answer a couple questions, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just thank a couple people. Gregory, thank you. Sean, thank you very much. Holly, thank you very much. Ooh, that's Holly from New Zealand. God, I wish I lived in New Zealand. So lucky. So fucking lucky. One day I'll get to go there. And we got Caroline, thank you very much. Sweet Caroline. Sweet, that's the right song, right? I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, see, I got my course in the background. All right, so if anybody's got any questions, shoot them out now. I'm gonna take like 5 questions, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. How are the homies?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to fucking ask any questions, bro.
That's someone asked that question.
Oh, somebody else asked that question. The homies are actually doing really, really well. I thought Brian was messing with me here. Obviously, he knows how they're doing. He goes with me every time, so he knows the homies are doing well. But we want to get them moved as quickly as possible. So hopefully within the next 2 months, if everything falls together correctly, everything will be back in one place. Australia, hold on. We got one. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. I'm going to go back to the homies in a second. What was the Australia one? Get me back to that. Brian, do something.
What?
Somebody said something about come to Australia. I'm going to bother the hell out of them right now. 2 places that I want to go. And I think right now New Zealand's closed. So that's not a real thing. So I can't go there. But Australia, holy shit. You guys are so lucky to live in both places. Either Australia or or New Zealand. Those are like the 2 top places. That and Indonesia.
I thought we were going. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to Indonesia.
Yeah.
So hopefully soon we'll be able to. I mean, first we have to like make money and stuff, which we don't. So once that happens, we'll be able to travel. But Australia, there it is. There he is. Random PV said it. I can find it. I can find it. I can find it. I can do it. I can't do it. There it is. Come to Australia. We have a couple dangerous animals for you to play with. He said a couple dangerous animals. You guys have like the most dangerous animals on the whole planet all gathered up in one spot. Well, including the most toxic venom of any snake ever, which actually
Don't they have, like,
Ricky
a
Mack
dangerous
got bit by.
spider there?
They got all kinds, bro. They got
Like a dangerous spider.
bro. Everywhere you walk in Australia, I don't even know how you guys do it. You guys go out in the bush and like you're taking a risk every time. It's amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait. So hopefully we'll be able to travel by. New Zealand is open now? Shut the fuck up. Damn it. Can you just tell me it's closed again so that I can? Yeah, Ricky Mack. Chandler's got a friend, Ricky Mack. He got whacked by the taipan, most potent venom. They thought it was a different one, then they reclassified, so it was the taipan. But back to the New Zealand thing. Everybody just tell me that everywhere is closed. Just tell me that for right now, because we don't have the money to travel or the time. We can't even get out of here right now. Do you know how Ricky Mack is after his bite? As a matter of fact, there is, I believe he's got a video. I think he's got a YouTube. I don't know what it's called. I think if you search Ricky Mack on YouTube, you could probably find him. Dude, let me tell you what. I don't watch a lot of YouTube. I could watch that Ricky Mack dude all day long. Number one, the accent kills me every time. I fucking love New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, all those accents. Oh my God, it kills me, kills me. But the guy's really knowledgeable, and actually the dude's like, I'm not gonna say he's crazy because he's not crazy, but this dude is straight, like he's a beast. And he tells the story of when he got bit by this taipan. I promise you guys it's worth it. And Ricky Mack Outback, I think somebody put it up there. Ricky Mack Outback is his channel. Please go visit that. That dude is a fucking riot. He's hilarious for one. He's got balls of steel. And then if he tells, he does the video of the taipan bite, and it's actually pretty fucking amazing. So go ahead and check that thing out. Right.
Madagascar.
Madagascar. I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure it's probably open. That's where all the lemurs come from, ladies and gentlemen. So of course. But hopefully by next year we'll be able to travel. Hopefully we do well with this. We want the channel to roll out to the best of our ability, and then we can have the ability to travel and do these things. The problem usually ends up being it gets really difficult to travel with all these animals.
Yeah.
Luckily enough, we have people that can help. And they're downstairs right now doing animal stuff.
I'm right here.
It's mom and dad and Bianca, but she's probably going to want to go. So
No, she ain't going.
Bianca's not going. She just got told right there. I'm pretty sure there's 2 fingers aiming at Brian right now, and they're not pointers. So, All right, we got a couple more minutes, dude. So shoot out a couple questions. I'm going to try and catch them as quickly as possible. So we got 5 questions. Hit them as quickly as possible. Are you going with Flavio to Belize? No. Not going with Flavio to Belize. I would love to, because obviously it's Belize, but I don't think I'm going to have the chance to, not this time. Ethan Brown has a question. What is your opinion on hybrid animals? Do you think they get more problems inherently? No. Here's my opinion on hybrid animals. So that's a big debate, especially with that jeweler guy. What's up, man? Sorry I missed you when I was down there. Hit you up on Insta. Hopefully I can catch you at some point in the future. Yeah, buddy, I tried to get back to you, and then you got kind of lost in the messages. And whatchamacallit, we were out over at the Seminole Tribe all week long, so I had no service out there and really couldn't pay attention to my phone. That's why I fell behind in the comments. Sorry. So back to the hybrids of the animals. So it happens naturally in the wild. A lot of people get upset when Holly, thank you again. Oh, she said I'm special. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was gonna roll that out, but I think they took that from us. I don't know if we're allowed to say that anymore. Like short bus special, or like special. Kylie, how you doing? So for the there are animals out there. I'll give you this. Oh, Miss Strawberry, thank you very much. Appreciate you. So with the hybrid animals, that shit happens naturally in the wild. So I'll give you an example. Somebody got angry with me a long time ago because I had a gaboon cross with a rhino. It's called a gabino, and it's a natural cross. It happens. I had them imported, and they were wild. They were actually a wild caught female that dumped these babies. So it was a gaboon that bred with a rhino. I got these babies. I got severely attacked for having these babies because I'm destroying this, that, and the other. So I was like, this is how they came. Like, I didn't do this. This happened in the wild. So oftentimes what happens is if you have the same genus, so a gaboon viper and a rhino viper, you have Bitis rhinoceros, if I'm saying that correctly, and then you have Bitis gabonica for the East African, and then Bitis, fucking can't believe I can't remember this one. Look it up for the rhino viper. I think it's rhinoceros. Either way, it doesn't make a difference. The Bitis is what we're paying attention to. If you want to find out what the rest of the scientific name is, go on there. When I did a lot of shipping and exporting, I could call that shit out like crazy. After a while, that shit dissipates in the brain because it's a lot to remember. But what it is genus. So if you have the same genus, the possibility of getting babies from those animals is it can happen. For instance, right behind me, we have some crested geckos. Those crested geckos are in the Rhacodactylus family. Oftentimes, those are crossed with the Chihuahua geckos, and those are also in the Rhacodactylus family. So the Rhacodactylus and the Rhacodactylus are two of the same family, but then the species themselves will be different. So if the family is the same, like if you have the same genus, I think it's the genus, if I'm doing this correctly. I could be wrong. It's like kingdom, phylum, whatever. Search it up, figure it out. If I'm wrong, just tell me. But Bitis and Bitis can go together. You have Moriella, that's the carpet pythons, and you got green tree pythons, things like that. Those are oftentimes crossed. That generally does not happen in the wild, so that's a little bit more people doing that, but certain animals can reproduce with other certain animals. You're a damn rock star, Boo. Say hi and hi to the wifey for me. Will do. Thank you, Miss Strawberry. Again, much appreciated. So, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned with the hybridizing of animals, it depends on the animal itself. Some of those hybrids become sterile, like a mule. It's a mule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Bianca. Yeah. So, like a mule cannot reproduce. So I think that's a donkey and a horse.
Yep.
So if you put a donkey and a horse together, you get the mule, and then that mule cannot reproduce. It's a sterile animal. So it does come with some problems. So there are certain animals that can, certain animals that can't. But I can't say that I disagree with it because it does happen in the wild. All right, let me catch a couple more questions here. If crossbreeding happens in the wild, why doesn't the cross become its own species like a mule? Oftentimes it does. Kendra, I'm going to read hers real quick and then I'll answer that question. Just wanted to say, sup, dude. Sorry I was late for the party. I'll watch it later. Much love, dude. Keep being rad. I'm going to try to, Kendra. But yeah, we're going to post this video so you guys will be able to watch it if you didn't catch the beginning. If crossbreeding happens in the wild, why doesn't the cross become its own species like a mule? So for taxonomy, a lot of times if you have these crossbreedings happen and then it gets to establish itself enough, you do get different subspecies. Like you have the monocle cobra and then you have a Siouxan cobra, which is generally something that crossed over into a subspecies. So basically, I'm not sure exactly how it works. I'm not going to pretend to know that much of the biology on it. But what happens is if it gets far enough and it spreads far enough and then it has its own range and then it has its own characteristics and then there's enough of them and enough biologists to see that, spot it, then they'll start splitting it up into its own species. Doesn't always happen? No. Does it sometimes happen? Yes. All right, one more question and then we're out. We've been 43 minutes. What? Anybody else with any questions? Anybody? Brian, do you want to ask a question now?
No.
Brian? No?
Oh.
What's up, little Remington? Am I scared of any bugs? All right, this is the last question I'm going to take. Yeah. That's a tough question. So there's a long time ago when I worked at Oakley Village, there was a time. Spawn Killer, thank you very much. What was my worst bite? Oof, that's a tough one. I want to say the arm just because of what I had to go through with the arm and how long it took, but at the same time, I've been bit by some venomous stuff that was pretty terrifying. But let me get back to the bug thing real quick. Not necessarily that I'm afraid of bugs, but fucking roaches, bro. The palmetto bugs that we have here in Florida. It's not that I'm afraid of them, but if I'm in the shower or something and one flies in my face, you will hear some high-pitched shit coming out of this guy's mouth right here. And it's not that I'm afraid of them. It's just that they're surprising and they fly at you. And yes, I'm terrified of palmetto bugs.
Are you serious?
I just
It's not that I'm
contradicted.
afraid of
I'm
them,
just fucking
but I'm
absolutely
fucking terrified of
Yeah.
them.
But I
You
will.
grew up here.
I
in
did grow
Florida.
up here. That doesn't mean shit, man.
They're everywhere.
I
though.
know, and it's terrifying every single time. So no, I don't run. This fucking bitch. I don't run from it, Brooke. But what I will do is generally I'll try and. We try and like scoop him up and take him outside if we have to.
He's
Yeah.
been bitten
You
by a
touch it?
palmetto, bro.
You touch it?
I mean, no, we'll try and like scoop it in a cup or something like that. Every once in a while, I hate to say it, every once in a while I'll smash a roach. I'm sorry. I have to sometimes. If it's creepy enough and it's next to me, it's the middle of the
Get
night,
the
it's getting
raid.
whacked. It's getting
Hey,
whacked, okay?
everyone.
But for the
How
most
about
part,
you eat one.
huh?
Eat one on live chat one day.
Eat one on live chat?
Yeah.
And how you gonna put shit in these guys' minds? Oh boy. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much for hanging
Give me $1,000.
You're gonna give me $1,000 to eat one? Go get a roach then, bud. I'll pop that thing down. I'm gonna tell you guys one last story. I'm gonna tell you one last story before I go. So I worked at this horrible place called Vanishing Species when I was a kid. I actually got out of the business after working at Vanishing Species because they took care of their animals disgustingly. Everything was not in a good way. So while I was at Vanishing Species, people used to pay me to eat weird shit, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I ate a pinky mouse one time. They were
Ew.
frozen. They were frozen. Everybody calm down. And I ate that pinky mouse, and then everybody on the property found out that I ate that pinky mouse. So after I ate that pinky mouse and everybody found out the next day, everybody else wanted to throw more money at the situation to see me eat another pinky mouse. Now there's a bunch of people throwing in money. And don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like there was hundreds of dollars on the table. There was about 15 bucks on the table, but we didn't have any pinky mice left. We only had full-size mice.
No.
Yeah.
Justin
No.
Igualada.
Yeah. So what had happened was I ate that mouse. And I tried to like shove it down and like chug it back with some Sprite. And it was a full-grown mouse at this point, and I'm trying to yak it back, and I'm like gagging as I'm trying to get it down, but I'm also like in front of a bunch of people, and I'm not gonna bitch out at this point. Like I'm $15 richer at this point. I'm already halfway there.
It's only $15.
Listen, I was young at the time. $15 meant a lot. Okay. So I knocked this thing back. It gets better, my dudes. It gets way better. So check this out. So I knocked it back. And then I started to have some issues with my stomach. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I had some issues with my stomach, and my father took me to a gastro doctor. What do they call it? Gastroenterologist. So you can say either gastro.
Antiologist.
It's a gastro guy. It's a fucking gastro guy. It was a lady, right? And I thought I was being. Anytime I go to the doctors, I try and fuck with them. I try and give them a smile. I try and make everybody laugh or whatever. It's a shit situation already. But I sucked the mouse down, and now I'm having problems a month later. So I'm in the gastro place, and the lady asked me, point blank, have you eaten anything out of the ordinary lately? And I was like, yeah, I ate a rat. And she didn't fucking take me seriously in any way, shape, or form. Like, she did not think. She looked at me, and she said, this isn't funny. This could be something serious. Did you? Gastroenterologist. There it is. Thank you very much. So she legit looks at me and she's like, I'm being serious. And I'm like, yeah, me too. And then she just had a blank stare on her face, like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Ate a rat. I think that's why I'm having some issues with my stomach. So she's like, yeah, probably. So, this is where the story's going to get a little rough, guys. Buckle up, buttercups. I was 14, 15 at the time, and this lady tells me that we have to put you under because we're going to do what's called a colonoscopy. If you don't know what that is, when you reach your 50s, you're supposed to go for these colonoscopies, and basically what it does is they shove a camera in your ass. And at 14, I didn't want to hear this shit. I was like, no way in hell are we going to do this. That's not happening. And it did happen. So what they do is they load you up with laxatives for like 2 days, which, let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, don't do it. It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever. But me being me still, I'm trying to get to the lighter side of this situation. So I go into the bathroom the day of, right? And we're going to end this here after this story. I go into the bathroom the day of. And I need you guys to really fucking picture this in your mind, okay? So I'm in the bathroom with a Sharpie marker. And I'm looking at my butt, right? And I'm like, okay, so they're going to lay me on my side. So what I'm going to do, picture this, a butt on its side, right? So I drew 2 eyeballs on the top. And then you got your butt crack as a little smile, right?
No, you did not.
And then I drew a little tongue there, right out the butt crack, and like little watermark, so it looked like a little smiley face with a tongue hanging out, right? I thought it was fucking hilarious. And then I went out to my dad, and I pulled my pants down, and I was like, yo, Pops, check it out. And my dad looked at me with the straightest face ever and goes, did you do that by yourself? And I was like, yeah. He goes, that's pretty fucking good for doing that by yourself. In the mirror? And I was like, yep. He's like, that's pretty good. Now, we think we're going to get a laugh over this shit, right? So they go to the doctors, they put me under, we go through the procedure, and I wake up and I see my dad. The first thing I ask him is, hey, what'd they say about the shit? Did they like my thing? And let me tell you what, there was a group of doctors that did not fucking appreciate me being there at all. They were actually extremely pissed off that I wasn't taking this seriously in any way, shape, or form. They were upset with me the entire time. I don't even think they wanted to talk to me. The lady came back out with the meanest look on her face that I could possibly ever imagine. And in my brain, I'm like, how do you not think this is funny? First of all, I ate a mouse to get here, right? So I ate a mouse. I'm in this. I'm 14. Everybody around me is 60s and above. I'm a kid around a bunch of 60-year-old people and above, getting their normal yearly, making sure everything's good. I ate a rat. And I'm in here with all these people, and I'm like, well, nobody is laughing at any of this shit. And she didn't think it was funny at all and tried to get me out there as quickly as possible. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to respond to one other person that did a super chat because I do appreciate it. Kendra, oh boy. So Dylan, of course I can shout out your kid. I was late because my kid who was 17 flew off on a mini bike and he just built and we were in urgent care. He only has 9 nails now. I swear he is a frequent flyer there. Welcome to the club, Dylan. At least you don't have 9.5 fingers. You only got 9 nails, okay, bud? So you're only missing 1 nail. It'll probably grow back because look at this nasty thing right there. All of my finger was cut right here at the nail, and I still had a nail that grows back. So maybe it'll come back. So shout out to Dylan, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys very much. Everybody like and subscribe. You guys already liked and subscribed. That's so stupid. Every time I say it, I hate myself to death.
Like and subscribe. Ring that bell.
Ring the
I'll
bell.
do it for 'em.
There you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. All right, dudes. I'm going to post this video up, so if you guys didn't see the beginning of this, if you guys didn't hear the whole rat story, you're definitely going to want to go back for that one because I'm not telling that shit ever again. Thank you guys again very much. Boom.